up, what up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Yes, you have just entered the war zone. We have a few things to talk about. There are ICE raids happening all around the U.S. as we speak. We have intense pushback from non-FBA members. Intense. We are even having pushback from non-FBA members who are from this land, who actually were born here. We have a large, enormous pushback from them. You know, a lot of people are looking at this FBA uprising as like it's a gang. They're looking at it as if it's a movement predicated on preying on others. You know, and that's just totally far from. I mean, couldn't be no further from the truth. All right, couldn't be no further from the truth. FBA is the foundation of Black Americans who have decided to not keep the name that was given to them by their oppressors. Okay, like Puerto Ricans, right? We have decided to delineate from a coalition of black and brown mixed in marble bag of people. We have decided to delineate from that situation. We have a lot going on. Our clan, our army, our ethnic ethos, we are stabilized, locked in and ready. Locked, loaded, and ready. Okay? That's what my people are doing right now. My people are getting back into the realm of focus, back into the realm of understanding, back into the realm of war consciousness. You can still do your day-to-day life and still be war ready, war conscious. You can still go out there and have a good time, mingle with other people, mingle with other ethnicities when you're outside. That doesn't mean you're not war ready. That doesn't mean you are not war conscious. That doesn't mean you don't know who you are standing with. That does not mean that you don't know who is smiling in your face right now, but maliciously preying on your downfall inside. Okay? And this is what we got. And yes, Donald Trump is ordered to step up the raids. It's gonna get even more intense than what you see now. The raids are going to be coming viciously. Okay? Viciously. And the government has full confidence right now because you can tell when they're doing their interviews because they have the black man, backing them now. They're putting off these intense raids, just running up and everywhere with no remorse now. No remorse. We've never seen this like this. Only time we've seen this type of I don't care what you say, I'm coming for you and I'm taking you was back in the 60s, 50s and 60s. And the reason why I go to the 60s because the 60s is when we were freed men already. However, J. Edgar Hoover made us public enemy number one. So with that being said, there were vicious, vicious attacks on us year after year after year. Not only that, their children had to endure it, and their children had to endure it. We had to see it, read it, feel it. And then here a lot of people come who don't truly understand and can't empathize. And that is just, when you can't empathize, you are, I mean, worse than an enemy. How do we put you in political position here in our country, put you in political seats that are higher than FBA members, and you people literally turn your back on us on the stateroom floor in Chicago, turn your back on us on the stateroom floor in LA, block us on reparations in LA. I mean, really, and not only block us on reparations, go crazy on the stateroom floor, yelling at us. No check for you, yelling at us. No check for you. No check for you. Really, really. That image of that Jamaican screaming that. I mean, I don't think will ever leave my brain. I have, first of all, so now I have vicious venom for the Jamaican man. Not all of them, but for the most part, when it's wartime, it's kind of all of them. You all right? And I've been had vicious venom for the Spanish Puerto Rican man. Why? Why, Minister Warzone? Because when I went to jail, I seen that they were worse than our arch enemy. They were worse. They were like spies, because some of them will get around you and be cool. So they might not be with the actual army inside that will attack you, but they are with them because they feed them information. Okay? And here it is. You're you're telling him certain things because you're upset. You're like, yo, these dudes over here, you know what I'm saying? And he's trying to play nice with you. And this happening in jails and behind the wall. He's trying to play nice with you. Oh, man, they stupid for that. I don't know why they doing that. They stupid for that. These Latin King. Here it is. Here come Child. That same nigga that's saying, that same dude that was saying, uh, they shouldn't have did that. He's literally regurgitating what you said, like he's a human tape recorder, and he is totally against you, talking about you. Yeah, that nigga was talking about y'all like that. This is how they do. This is how they do. Okay, this is how they do. Know what I'm saying? So check this out. Let's jump in. Let's jump right into this. Okay.
Latest on President Trump's immigration crackdown. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, is tracking the raids by immigration enforcement agents across the country, including here in New York. Good morning, Aaron.
About 36 people arrested here in New York, and the Trump administration now plans for stepped-up immigration enforcement in 3 major cities each week. This morning, federal agents are intensifying the Trump administration's promise of mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. In New York, heavily armed agents moving into an apartment in the Bronx. Their target, 25-year-old Anderson Zambrano Pacheco, a purported Venezuelan gang member wanted in connection with a home invasion and kidnapping in Aurora, Colorado.
There was a loud bang, so I'm assuming they used one of those things where they open the door.
Nearly 36 were arrested in the New York City operation.
My understanding is that they had specific names of people who've committed crimes, serious offenders, and those are the...
Get these people out of here. Get these people out of here. Do you really think we want your criminals over here? I mean, we have enough of our own over here. We have enough knuckleheads over here. We have enough prima donna people on drugs, you know what I'm saying, over here. Okay? We don't need you people bringing your rinky-tank ragtag gangs over here. We don't need that. And I hate you gangs that swear that you are tough. I really can't. You know, this is why I box, right? This is why I step into the ring. Prove to myself, man. Get that. Prove right to myself, man. I'm standing up to the best of them, bro. I'm standing right up to them, nose to nose in them in the ring, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is heart over everything, bro. Forget all of that. This is heart over everything. You know what I'm saying? And these gangs, man, they want to brutally kill your family or brutally beat you down, stab you up, to make examples. How pussy is that? And then if you say something to them, they trying to come at you, these YouTubers, things like that. These Mexican gangs are doing it. How soft is that? If you have a real, if you really want to make a point, Mr. Gang Leader, if you really want to make a point, how about you come from your throne, like General Patton would come to the front lines? How about you come from your throne and jump into the ring with the op? Jump into the ring. No, we don't do that. We just send them off the planet. Push. You got to get all threats off the planet, huh? All threats must leave the planet, huh? Push. And I can't stand it. And this is why I jump on the internet to decapitate those type of people. Because I know that they're not real. I know if they get in the ring, they're going with them. I know just the mere thought of jumping in the ring premeditated. Like, we're going to jump in the ring a month from now or 2 months from now. It's agonizing to even think about it. They would not think about nothing like that. No, I'm going to get it. They're going to get a gun and they want to take you off the earth and scare up your family and friends so none of them, so they can walk around like they're the big back hot shots of the planet. And they wither, and they nothing but withering leaves in a blowing hurricane. That's all they are. And you get to see a lot of that when they go in jail. You get to see a lot of the big shots outside of jail. They go in jail and be girls, y'all. I'm talking about the girl damn feminine gene takes the freak over with a lot of these men, and that is for real. And I've learned that. I've learned that even in your circles, y'all, put a little pressure on people. People want to rub you wrong, or just even a little bit. You don't let nobody rub you wrong a little bit. We're humble, but to a certain extent. You're not letting nobody roll over on you. You're not taking no 1,000 cuts while you're here on this planet. And the same go for our race. Just like the Jew man. If you say anything about them Jews, anything, you could be a low level damn YouTuber. They are trying to get at you like, yo, ban him, cancel him. Anti-Semitism, yes, anti-damn blackism. Any anti-black blackism, we are going to charge you in the comment sections. We're going to make our own videos on you. We're going to make live videos on you. If we see you in the streets, it's on. We know how to do this gang warfare. It's on. And what you don't understand, when you was born into a certain race on the planet, that was the army that you was born to. Whether you are loyal to your race or a traitor, that is your decision to make. Okay? Your decision.
Latest on President Trump's immigration crackdown. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, is tracking the raids by immigration enforcement agents across the country, including here in New York. Good morning, Aaron.
About 36 people arrested here in New York, and the Trump administration now plans for stepped-up immigration enforcement in 3
that we want removed from the state of New York.
In Florida, authorities arresting a dozen people in Tallahassee they say were in the U.S. illegally. In Miami, more than a dozen Chinese migrants taken into custody. And this Georgia woman says her husband was arrested while in church. Now she wonders whether she and her children will be next. Authorities say they're targeting.
Damn. Hey, listen, I kind of heard some of these videos, right? Right? I skimmed through them because I was listening to the points that I wanted to hit, and these videos served some purposes, but I did miss this part right here. Because I think when I went into when they said they went to the schools, I'm like, yeah, because that's the one that's the highlight point, because I know that they were going into multiple places that were rare that they would go into. Oh no, they're coming into the church. They're coming into it. You're not there is no more sanctuary for you here. They are coming. And guess what? If you do not, and this is the thing, you know how the blacks used to be targeted all the time just because of our skin color, racially profiled, and we still are, but at a larger spectrum at that time back in the days. But it's happening to these people now. This is what you call people. I'm letting you know this, because if you didn't know, in the 60s, the black man was made public enemy number one, and they never lifted that. That's why we were still having PSYOP programs being ran on us through MK Ultra. Okay? A lot of the blacks, they weren't gay, they were putting estrogen in their water supply. That's what helps men grow breasts. This was helping the feminization of the male, of the black male. They were putting it in the streams in their communities, allegedly. And this information is coming from white scientists on a pro. When I went to a large platform, when I met the actual Farrakhan's, they brought out these white scientists, about 6 white scientists on the stage, and they broke down what's actually going on behind the scenes. And they broke it down to us, and I was like in awe, like wow. You know, I'm like a guest of honor. I'm not a black Muslim per se, but they consider everybody black Muslim. FBA, that's what they consider you. But I have ties to them, so that's how I came across that information, and I was just like, wow. And this is a spreadable bit terabyte of information that must be disseminated. So I would appreciate if you could like this video. Also, like in this video, it's throwing a grenade into the algorithm, letting them people know we on code. I didn't say to hit the cash app. All I asked was to smack that like button. I'd appreciate that. It'd be cool. But let's move right along, okay? Moving right along. I want to get back to that. What is these people? Who do you think they're going to come into the church? And if you look Spanish, if you look Jamaican, because this is the thing. When I look at people, I can tell, like, oh, he's not FBA. Even if you black, I'm like, yo, he's not FBA. I don't know what he is. He either Jamaican or Guyanese or Haitian, but he is definitely not FBA. He might be African. How is it that I can tell an African man from a FBA man? How is that? And you were calling me African American. We don't look nothing. If you take those people, those African people right now, take a few of those African people right now, you have a few children with a few black FBA members here in America, and you start making children, for a few years, you're still gonna have that quality that we're gonna see of like an African in you. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just saying, you can clearly see, just like I'm sure when the FBA family go to Africa, the Africans can clearly see we are not like them. We are not African. I know they can see that. I don't give a damn. I know when we go to the Middle East, they can see, oh, yeah, no, these people are different. They're not African. They're not us and the people that we've been warring against. No, these people are different. We are different. No, we are the Indians of America, dog.
That we want removed from the state of New York.
In Florida, authorities arresting a dozen people in Tallahassee they say were in the U.S. illegally. In Miami, more than a dozen Chinese migrants taken into custody. And this Georgia woman says her husband was arrested while in church. Now she wonders whether she and her children will be next. Authorities say they're targeting violent criminals, but acknowledge other immigrants will likely be swept up too.
Our focus is the most violent criminal illegal aliens that are in our investigations and in other investigations in the federal government law enforcement community.
And if others get swept up in an operation, that's okay? That's acceptable?
I think that is very likely to happen.
The Trump administration is publicizing daily arrest numbers, but not saying how many have committed violent crimes.
How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals.
Fear is growing in this community of migrant farm workers in California. Some are sheltering at home, too scared to go to work or take their kids to school.
They're scared to go outside. They're asking neighbors and friends who have status to drive them back and forth because they're concerned that they may be targeted.
Thousands of undocumented immigrants with and without criminal records have been arrested so far since Trump has been in office in Georgia. The White House says the goal is to round up nearly 1,900 of them every single day.
See, when you pissed off the white woman, all right, you Spanish women think that these white women like you. No. See, the white women know about the black FBA women. They know that we have our own style. We don't think that we are better than them. Hell, the white women, they getting with the blacks like, yo, hey, what's up, girl? Know what I mean? They putting their nails like the black FBA sister. They wearing their nails. They wearing their hair like the black FBA. You know what I'm saying? They getting in like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I fucks with y'all. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, they be having their bias too at times. But for the most part, they fuck with us more than y'all. Y'all, they'll get around and all of that, you know, it looks nice, you know, from an optic standpoint to probably be outside with you people, right? But, you know, that white girl don't like you. That white girl think that you are better than her, Spanish woman. And that white woman is showing that right now. You know, I have never seen a white woman uprise up on really anybody other than like damn abortion and, you know, like women's rights. I've never seen them go at a specific group other than my group when it was real hot war time. You know, and they are going at you viciously. And I'm talking about the white woman. They are going at you Spanish women viciously. You see how you look at what these people think about us. Latinos built this country. Do you think the white man is going to stand for that? No. But there's one thing, us telling you we built this country as a black FBA nation. But for a foreigner to say, how can a foreigner come over here and build a nation and their nation is not built? Their island is not built up. You don't have a thriving island. You've never had a thriving island. Jamaica has never been a thriving island. Never. I don't remember in history, ever. I don't remember Puerto Rico being a island where it was thriving in the world's economy. I've never heard that in my life. I've never seen you put on a pedestal in America. Only up until a few years ago, when they were attempting this DEI stuff, you have became a little bit relevant, and now you're not. You see? So that means you were never relevant. You were never, ever relevant. Ever. But I know one thing, we're going to keep on tap dancing on your heads. Pause. Check this. Look how they feel about us, y'all. Look at this, y'all.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
A lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you can do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't even know how to feed themselves without a supermarket. So that's something that would break down very quickly.
I mean, why are you mad that we have supermarkets? Why are you mad that we have made a way efficiently for us to live? We don't have to live like we are damn cavemen and people that's living in the desert. You know, we have turned our jungle into a metropolitan paradise. Okay? That's what we have done. Okay? Whether you like that or not, you tether man and woman. Okay? That's what we have done. And what I love to see is these white women on your head, though. I cannot lie about that. I love to see these white women on your head.
Pop singer and actress Selena Gomez appears to be responding to the Trump administration's immigration.
First of all, what I love about these when I see certain white women that don't like your race, you can look in their eyes and tell they don't like your race. You can just tell. I can look at certain white women off the rip. They don't got to say a word. I know they don't like my race, right? And I can look at this white woman's eyes right now and tell she do not like these Spanish people. She's chuckling inside. It's coming out of her face.
Pop singer and actress Selena Gomez appears to be responding to the Trump administration's immigration raids over the weekend. Take a look.
All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything. I promise.
That video has gone viral, and it was on her Instagram. It has since come down, but we had Tom Homan, the border czar, on the top of 1 o'clock hour, and we asked him to react to that, and he said this.
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
No apologies. You know, and when this white government, and I'm not going to say white, when you have the Trump government that have the black community backing him, there's a problem. You don't see the Democrats, even the Democratic black FDA. I don't even see them standing up for these people. I see trying to be right? You know, that's about it. But all of the real black people know, about shots. We already know about shots. Shots and Ben got put in prison on camera, which probably never would come home. Got put on camera. So shots and Ben, an asset for the government. But which government? Which part of the government? Is it the deep state government? You know, which part?
Pop singer and actress Selena Gomez appears to be responding to the Trump administration's immigration raids over the weekend. Take a look.
All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything. I promise.
That video has gone viral, and it was on her Instagram. It has since come down, but we had Tom Homan, the border czar, on the top of 1 o'clock hour, and we asked him to react to that, and he said this.
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or I have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, a lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you can do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or I have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, a lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you can do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't even know how to feed themselves without a supermarket. So that's something that would break down very quickly.
Do you see the jealousy, the mockery? This man over here trying to sound like a white man. Do you see him trying to sound like waving it? Just his whole aura is Jamaicans don't move like that. Jamaicans don't talk like that. And if they, if they go to the jungle, they probably won't be able to, survive because they're not used to this type of living. What living? Did you create that living? Did you create that living? Are you talking about the way the Jamaicans live in Jamaica? I'm not talking about your tourist district that we're brought to that keeps your nation afloat in Jamaica, the tourist district. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about setting up some houses by the water, right? I'm not talking about that. Okay? Come on, let's be very, very clear here. What have you Jamaicans ever done? What have you Jamaicans ever accomplished here in America other than be a tether and hate on the black man or woman? Other than say that you're not black.
That's exactly what we've been trying to warn people about. They are not just coming for undocumented people. They are coming for everyone.
So here we have some videos where people showed their reacted to what is happening now. So let's watch them.
Honestly, guys, at this point, it's more than blue or red, black and white, whatever the fuck. We live in such a cruel world today that our children are no longer safe in schools. People are no longer safe in hospitals. People have the biggest fear to leave their house, to go to work, and also living in the fear that they don't know how they're going to provide for their family. And it's even more so sad that so many Latinos, so much of our raza is...
Wait, so that's our problem? That's our problem? Your government's over wherever you at, couldn't get it together? The black man and the damn white man war like damn near no nation on earth we done been to war. Okay? We done been to war. Our civil war was brutal also. Okay? Okay? And we've still somehow sustained this country, still moved the country forward, still all of us, no matter what, moving forward and striving. I mean, seriously, the bums on the street eat better than most of your low income paid citizens in your countries. And these are facts. The bums on our streets eat better than your people, and these are facts. They make money every day. Not to call them bums, I'm calling them less fortunate people. All right, they are on a corner every day. They are making money every day here. They stand on the highways. They're making money no matter what. They're making cash, bank. That's up to them if they wanted to keep it or not and attempt to build something. That's up to them. But the money is here. That's why you swim here with your little legs, like a duck in the water. Okay? Okay?
Now Mexicans need you guys. And in the future, you never know, because things change. Sometimes maybe the white people are going to need us. Maybe the black people are going to need us. You don't know, because God give us things, give us blessings, but he can take them away so fast. So you need to be humble. You need to be humble.
Like, you voted for this man. Everybody told you what he was going to do. Black folks told you what he was going to do. He told you what he was going to do.
Yo,
and now you're crying about it?
How about this, Laura? We asked you to be with us during the election.
Let's go, Trapper. I see you, Trapper.
So there was an opportunity just a few weeks ago for us to be unified in making sure what's happening right now didn't happen. But y'all thought black people was playing. Y'all thought black people just bring up race too much. Y'all came to this country.
Listen, and we're not playing. That's why we're not fooling around with the Democratic Committee and no other group. They see we're not playing. Once we once we come together and form as one, boy, you have a problem, man. You have a real serious problem, and we are on you like white on rice, and we're not going to stop until you are crushed, okay? Until you are crushed, because that's what we are supposed to do. Can't just come over here and cry about what we are doing, what we want, get in the way of what we want. You don't have no damn speaking power over here, and that's a fact, man. You know, I'm glad that Trump is changing that whole perception of come over here, America, and that whole perception of come over here, land of the free and brave. That whole perception, literally, think about it. We're the only country in the world that does that. That's because when this institution was the largest slave institution in the damn world, okay, all right, we no longer are a part of that institution that they had. That institution has been destroyed. However, this white supremacist man did not want to stop that. So he wanted to kill two birds with one at one time. Keep the black man suppressed in all spectrums of government and in society, and in talk and in projection of man, and then bring in these immigrants or foreigners, whatever you want to be called, bring them into work for the jobs that the black man will not work for with the qualifications. You know, he won't work for because he already has qualifications. Why would he work for double? Why would he cut double his salary to work for that? When this business owner can hire, these Mexicans right here that are undocumented, have been undocumented for years, okay, and don't even have to pay any workers' comp on them, anything. This has been going on for years. These foreigners, you can't tell me these foreigners, when they get into positions to where they become owners, and they are always ducking the smoke of the government. They are always attempting to avoid workers' comp. Always attempting to avoid their employees, you know what I'm saying, reporting their employees and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Always attempting to scam. Always. Most of them always attempt to scam. I don't care what form of business they are doing. Okay? And that's just from what I see. You know, that's from what I see. But it's all coming out now. Why am I seeing it? And then millions of other people are saying the same thing I said, and I haven't even met these people. They're saying the same thing that I've been saying and that I have been feeling even before I was saying it. You know, nah, man. Trapper said, as soon as they get some money, they become anti-black. As soon as they get some money, they could be hanging out with you in the break room, on your jobs, hanging out with you, saying, hey, yeah, y'all having good times, making jokes with one another, talking about girls with one another and all that. As soon as they get hired for a supervisory position or not even a position to where they are closer to management or something, or maybe they're in the building, maybe they're not pushing shopping carts no more, right? Maybe they're in the building now, at the cash register now. Don't you see the vibe from them? Don't you feel the vibe from them? These people are tethers, and don't let another one of their people come in. You know, see, the FBA man is not like that. If we are surrounded by you tethers, if another FBA man come in, we're not going to just automatically cling to him or her. We might not even talk, deal with them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're strong. We don't need a bunch of people around. We don't need that like you people. Oh, as soon as you come in, he's a stranger and all. Oh, come in and, hey, how you doing? Hey, what you need this? You need, nigga, that's weak shit, nigga. I'm hearing this online from, you Spaniard, you fake Spanish, because you're not Spaniards. I'm hearing this online from you. Oh, you see, this is why we do better than you, because we stick together. Even when we get businesses, they're right there, we stick together. First of all, you're in a foreign land. Okay? You're in a foreign land. No doubt you're going to stick together. You're not sticking together over where in your own homeland. It's chaotic. It's anarchy, and you don't even have, it's lawlessness where you are from. And you have the nerve to talk about what the black man and the white man has constructed and been doing for eons. We have been warring, constructing, and moving forward. You haven't been doing any of that. You have been crying and coming to our government, kneeling for money, just like you just was kneeling, asking Trump for money at his inauguration, the one little celebrity he invited. He invited white and black and one little Spanish celebrity. All right? All right? And it wasn't, all right, and it wasn't even no like rapper or nothing, no singer or nothing. Some dude. Oh, President Trump said he's going to do some more for Puerto Rico. Nigga, what the freak do we? First of all, why are you not in Puerto Rico saying that? Why are you? You're not a politician. You're not a delegate for Puerto Rico. Why aren't the Puerto Rican politicians over here advocating for that? Oh, I know why. Because they're stealing the money. All right, we all know this. This is why your government has not flourished. It's not like my government has not given your government money over there in Puerto Rico. We give you money annually. You are our babies over there. Like we just use your land for sugarcane. We're just being technical here. We're talking about our land and the way they think. Yes, it's corrupt. Yes, it's cruel, right? But I'm just telling you the way they think and what they do. And you are totally oblivious to this because you do not study politics at all. The only politics you study is from the news, the legacy news, or you've heard somebody say something, and y'all both like, yeah, both having no clue of really what's going on because you don't study in depth the deep trickery that goes on in politics. Again, it's hard to understand what's going on in the politics if you have never. It's hard to understand what's going on in some form of politics if you have never, like, been in some form of campaign, and not just a campaign, because that's just part of it. You don't get to know the inner workings just by being a part of a political campaign, right? You get to see things if you running running a campaign, right? You get to see things, you get to be, you have to be smart and sharp and understand what's going on. You get to see things if you run for office. You get to see inner workings, how it's moving in that system, because it is a system. It's a generalized system in the political world. Just like when you go to jail, there's a system there, and there's a system within the system. There's a system that the corrections implements, and there's also a system inside the jail that the inmates implement, that the damn correctional officers allow. Okay? Trapper T said the pharmaceutical company runs Puerto Rico. Period. I mean, Puerto Rico is none more than a bag for us to, like a bag of tools if we need certain things. They're like a mixed bag of tools that the island. That's the only reason. Mr. Puerto Rican man, you would never ever be here if our government didn't see the value in sugar, in that sugar cane they found there, the pure sugar cane. Because that's all. You people laugh at us for picking cotton. Well, you people were picking sugar cane. Okay? Doing that, that's all y'all damn near were doing for a living. Trying to sell it to us. Trying to sell it to America. America, like, man, we're not selling that. We're taking this. We're taking this. It wasn't no, like, there's some resistance. Y'all niggas, it wasn't, and if it was resistance, it was minimal. Because it didn't stand the test of time. We didn't hear about it. But you heard about that black man. You heard about how we get down, how we giving it up. You don't think the grandbaby is grandbaby? You don't think we're even more tyrannical now? We're even more, and then we're even more tyrannical now. Okay? Okay? And we're on code. Don't believe the hype. A lot of my FBA members are not on drugs. Do not believe the hype. We are focused, sharp, and ready. Okay? That's why you see us standing up all over the land. Okay? They need to come. Trapper said they need to come together and go at Big Pharma. They owe the Puerto Ricans a bag. They need to just leave us alone, Trapper. They need to mind our business. You are absolutely correct. I mean, they need to not mind our business. They need to leave us alone. Okay, seriously. But I see they're not going to do that. That's why we had to push them out. Never mind in the rhetoric. On the line a little bit, I think. But it's I don't understand if people are telling you we don't want, and then if the government is saying they don't want you people here illegally, why didn't you get this done after all of this time? I've heard that they went after a person. Why didn't they get that? Because our government turned a blind eye to it for this long, and they thought that it could never happen. And they don't know that our government was allowing that to happen deliberately. They don't know that. Every time, you just don't get it, man. Y'all just don't get it. It's big money with them. CIA make big money off of them, bringing in importing their drugs allegedly. You know, it's a big money thing. But Trump is tired of that, just like a lot of us is tired of that. He's gonna put his life on the line for it, and the black man. Once we have war brewing in our face, we ain't running from it. We ain't running from it. All of my black sisters are standing up. I mean, I'm talking about even the black. They are turning around. They are turning from the Democrats right now. Even the black sisters, the black FBA sisters that were on code with the DEI, they are starting to strip away from that because they seen they were the lowest on the totem pole in the DEI. You had the LGBT on top of you. You had the white women on top of you. You had all of these other offshore brand groups on top, stacked on top of the black FBA woman. You are only getting 5% of the DEI contract, black woman. 5. My black man already pulled away out of that. The real black man, the only ones that were left were the ones that were tricked, and a lot of the beta. And not saying that nothing is wrong with our beta males, but no, really, it's just that they can be easily manipulated with a people coming with the same frequency as them. Lulling them to sleep. Trapper said facts. He said, leave us alone and handle their handle. And that's what they're gonna have to do because we all sitting back like I can't believe I caught myself as I was editing these videos, I'm like looking at these videos like with a smile, like wow. I'm like wow. I'm like wow. Why am I? But I already know how I am when it comes to warfare. When you come against my people, when we know it's war, nah, bro, there is no remorse for you, dog. No, actually, you are to be totally destroyed, totally.
Ask you guys,
at all costs.
Let's come together in prayer because what else can we do? Spread the word.
In the MARTA, and that she was terrified to be targeted because of the way she looks. Because when you're Hispanic, I can't hide this. I'm Hispanic through and through. And so now you're targeting American citizens or quite honestly just human beings because of the way that we look. How's that right? I have another girlfriend who was telling me that in her community there is a lot of not only Hispanics but Asian Americans, Korean community who are a little afraid to send their kids to school because ICE raids are now happening in elementary schools. How do you explain that to a kid? How do you live?
Good. And I call for you FBAers, do not harbor these people. It is war. And do not be going over there to Mexico. All right? Do not be going over there to Mexico. Do not be going over there to this Hispanic lands for vacation any longer. Okay? It is total warfare right now. Okay? Says our government. Okay? We have to keep all of this in mind. We really, really do. Okay? Not play around with these people, harboring these people, taking these people to school. Nah, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. And I believe they're probably going to impose some form of penalty if people get caught doing that. Just like back in the days, catch that slave, you harboring a slave, man. Know what I'm saying? You liable to get hanged, you and your whole family, yo. Can't be harboring no slaves, dog. And that's what y'all are, in America's eyes coming up. That's what they made the work visa for. The workforce. Damn it, the workforce. America just named it like the workforce, right? That name has came out of nowhere. That's not because of us, the black man. That's because of you. The slave force. That's what that is right there. Working for peanuts like crabs in a barrel trying to get up, blasting each other, having fights for real in the street, all to get a supervisory position, telling on each other. You know, oh, he came to work late. You didn't know, but he came to work late this time. You know, oh my goodness, I can't stand a Hispanic supervisor. Oh my goodness. Damn. like Martin say, yo, the real Latinos, rich ones voted for these voted these niggas out. Voted them out. You know? These you know, we found out that these tethers, Hispanics, the ones that were with the white people in the government, in the high echelons of the government, around like the 50s, you know, like in the 70s, yeah, 70s, mid 70s, they were talking about they don't align with us, you know, they don't like us, you know, they do not want to be a part of us. You know, when I guess our government was attempting to negotiate these people coming over here and you know, splitting benefits and splitting spoils of war, you know, and these people talking about no, and they completely identify as white, and they were identifying as white until the white man took that off, all right, and put Hispanic down, and he did take you off officially. It took you off on paper. The Latino man, the Hispanic man, was classified as white right here in America by the white government, that white racist government. Okay? So this is why this Latino man, I understand when I was in jail and I see what's going on with other people that are in jail. This is why they align with the white supremacists in there. All right? This is what they do in jail. You know, and it's like you would have thought that it would have been suppressed for a long time, and I just had a gut feeling that it was going to come out at some point. I really did, because I really had venom for them, you know, because of jail and what they were doing in prison and all of that, and how they are at war with our people behind the wall. You know, I didn't like that, man. And I still don't. And they're totally separated. They have separate day rooms, all of that, bro. You know? So, nah, man. People can't tell me nothing about that. Not about them, bro. Not about them. You can't tell me nothing how they giving it up. They giving it up foul, bro. For real.
You know, like, the Hispanic people kind of like benefited more than the black folks. And I told you how the division was. It was 2 day rooms. There was a Spanish day room and then there was a black day room. And I told you that like the Spanish dudes was pot there most of the time, and the black dudes was Crip, or they was either neutral or Muslim, you know. So this was the dynamics in the house. So anyway, so some dudes kind of like were still in the house after like the first riot happened, and from the black side, like a lot of dudes went to the box or they went to somewhere else. And this is just how it was going down when like stuff was happening between Spanish and blacks, right? Like the Spanish people had support from the police. The black people really didn't, because, you know, most of like the higher ups was kind of like,
unbelievable. You know, this is the way these people operate, and that's just the bottom line. You know, and we need to start understanding and recognizing that. You know, we can't have remorse when it comes to this and protecting our race, and that's what it's about. These people don't have no remorse when they're protecting their race. These people don't have no remorse, and they talk about you. You protect your race and not talk about people, and that's what we do. We know how to do that, so we know that is very possible. You know, so I want y'all to know. I would like to know what y'all think in the comment section. American isness, I like that. Said Filipinos, they are, you know, all of these people are just hating on us for whatever reason. When Muhammad Ali said, no, I don't have no quarrel with them people. He don't have no quarrel with the yellow man. He don't have no quarrel. He didn't have no problem with them. He said he ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong. That's what he said, quote unquote. You know, and millions of others stood up and they were highly persecuted, just like Muhammad Ali. If they stripped Muhammad Ali's belt and he couldn't even fight for 3 years, he would have, man. You know, when they did that to Ali when he was, I mean, literally at the top of his game. Couldn't fight for 3 years, still came back and took the belt. But that's another topic. But the thing is, we showed that we don't want to hurt another people. But if you want to hurt us and we're seeing this, we got to give it to you. We got to give it to you. Trapper said, working with the police against us, shaking my damn head. And that's what they do, Trapper. And that's what they do, man. It's literally what they do. I mean, literally. I didn't know this until I went into jail. Nobody told me this. I mean, I didn't know this until I went into jail. American Isness said COs are sometimes white Hispanics, period. And sometimes they are. They are mean. They do not like Morenos. For whatever reason. I think it's because they girls lovers. You know, I think a lot of them are like fake tough guys, a lot of them. You know? You know, you have your tough guys, they're tough guys in in the Puerto Rican nation. You know, just like any other race. But for the most part, from what I've been seeing, man, that ain't tough, bro. I seen how they act in jail, bro. That ain't tough, bro. I heard how they be acting behind the wall. That ain't tough, bro. That ain't tough, bro. Again, you got some of them that's thorough, that keep it a buck. But come on, bro. American Isness said, Philippines never stood up with us and will sabotage you on jobs. Period. And this is what they're doing. And we can't stand it, man. We're just sick of you all. Just like that lady said, she's sick of us all. No, lady, we sick of you. And you're sick of us. You're being sick of us does not equate to us being sick of you. Once we are sick of you, look what's happening. You are out of here. You are out of here, lady. We don't care.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, a lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you can do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't even know how to feed themselves without a supermarket. So that's something that would break down very quickly.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide Black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, a lot of people talk about being separate and.
Okay, you could be born here, no problem. You can also claim FBA, but when it's time for those reparations, you're not getting that. When it's time for you to fill out the paperwork, you don't qualify. Okay. And you better hope you are legal when he asks for your paperwork. No matter what, you are out of here. A lot of these police officers that are white, they have been around the Black man long enough to know they can spot a Black man, and if they can spot a Black FBA man, they know if you are not FBA. They even if you're dressing like us and talking like us, they have a sense that this person is from somewhere else. They know, trust me. And they're going to start asking you people because Trump already said that they're going to up the raids.
That we want removed from the state of New York.
In Florida, authorities arresting a dozen people in Tallahassee they say were in the U.S. illegally. In Miami, more than a dozen Chinese migrants taken into custody. And this Georgia woman says her husband was arrested while in church. Now she wonders whether she and her children will be next. Authorities say they're targeting violent criminals, but acknowledge other immigrants will likely be swept up too.
Our focus is the most violent criminal illegal aliens that are in our investigations and in other investigations in the federal government law enforcement community.
And if others get swept up in an operation, that's okay? That's acceptable?
I think that is very likely to happen.
The Trump administration is publicizing daily arrest numbers, but not saying how many have committed violent crimes.
How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals.
Fear is growing in this community of migrant farm workers in California. Some are sheltering at home, too scared to go to work or take their kids to school.
They're scared to go outside. They're asking neighbors and friends who have status to drive them back and forth because they.
Latest on President Trump's immigration crackdown. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is tracking the raids by immigration enforcement agents across the country, including here in New York. Good morning, Aaron.
About 36 people arrested here in New York, and the Trump administration now plans for stepped-up immigration enforcement in 3 major cities each week. This morning, federal agents are intensifying the Trump administration's promise of mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. In New York, heavily armed agents moving into an apartment in the Bronx. Their target, 25-year-old Anderson Zambrano Pacheco, a purported Venezuelan gang member wanted in connection with a home invasion and kidnapping in Aurora, Colorado.
There was a loud bang, so I'm assuming they used one of those things where they open the door.
Nearly 36 were arrested in the New York City operation.
My understanding is that they had specific names of people who've committed crimes, serious offenders, and those are the
These people are everywhere, okay? Down in those big cities, man, they're hiding everywhere. It's going to take a community effort. And we all know this and understand this. This is why ICE was created, as far as the numbers, as far as ICE period was created, to be able to get down and deep within the hood, and also allow the hood to be a network, also to pull together, work as one, and get these invaders and foreign immigrants out of here, okay, and get them off of our land. You did not come here legally. That's wrong, man. None of us in our right mind, none of us, was like, yo, we running away to go to Puerto Rico and all that when we grew up and all that. None of us. This is just not something we would think about. We run into Jamaica. Oh yeah, I went over. When have we? You know how many times our people been to your nation, out in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, and all of these other places offshore? Went there on a vacation. Why have we not stayed? Why did we not be like, you know what? I want to come back out and I'm setting up business out here because I believe I can achieve the Jamaican dream. Have you ever heard that, y'all? Have you ever heard of the Jamaican dream? Some people. But you want to come over here and get on our stuff. You want to talk unity when, and I can't stand that. You want to talk unity when we press you. A lot of Puerto Ricans and Hispanics do that in jail. I don't like that. When we press you, it's, oh, yo, we all family and, we all in this together. Nah, bro, we ain't in nothing together. You my enemy. That's clear as day. It ain't no playing around, throwing that to the side, man, no more, man. It ain't none of that, man. It ain't none of that. You are my clear, and you are my enemy, bro. You and your family. Your family talks about my people. I don't like that. That makes my blood boil you. I don't like that. I don't like that. And guess what? I know you don't care, so guess how I feel. I know you don't care. So guess how I feel. And guess what? There's millions of people feeling the exact same way I feel. Whether you want to think I'm being too extreme, always being too hard, where am I? Have you ever been in warfare? How many fights have you ever been in? Just on that minute level right there, just on that minute level of warfare, how many fights have you had? Just because there's many forms of warfare to understand warfare. That's one part of doing battle. One part, the physical aspect, which is a very small part, by the way, but a big part. How many fights have you had? How many real war? Have you ever been in somebody else's neighborhood for war? Went to their neighborhood, done battle, executed the plan to a T? Have you ever done that? Have you ever even thought to do that? Do you understand warfare? Well, leave this to the war tacticians. All right? Another thing, I don't want to be hearing from a lot of these YouTubers talking about jail and the feds and all of that, and they have never even almost sniffed there. All right? They have no experience of what goes on in there. They don't have no experience on how the feds be playing around with people. They don't have no experience how the feds play or how the state play. They have no experience. A lot of these people speaking on warfare and don't even understand. Oh, Trump, don't even understand warfare. Don't even understand when you have an ally in war. Don't even understand it. Again, the United States recognized that she had an ally in Russia, the Soviet Union. which was the Soviet Union at the time, USSR. And America hated Russia. Hated her more than she hates her today. Hated her. As a matter of fact, the Russians did more dirt, way more dirt than the Germans did. Way more persecution. 50 million slaughtered by the Soviets. 50 million. And the world turned over on his back for supposedly 6 million Jews. You know, not understanding warfare when you have an ally right now. The ally could become an enemy later on, but that's later on. Right now, we have work to do. You got to understand that. You got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that. And I don't believe that's in Trump's plan right now to go up against us. That would behoove him. That would behoove him to not go up against us. That wouldn't make sense. He's winning. He's the first damn president to pry us away from the clutches of these people in history. They pried us away from the Republican Party. The Republican Party is the party that came over to us. That actually stood up and fought. Everybody else, all the KKKs, jumped up in the Democratic Party. But it's shape-shifted. It's still the same type of government fighting against each other. But we are going to have to benefit out of that. And you got to understand when you got to get yours, and you got to understand when you have to press that gas and rev the war up. It's just understanding warfare and tactical warfare strategy. But I'm going to end this live. I'll be on later on. I'll be floating around. I love you all. Thank you all for stopping by. American Isness said, "You've been calling yourself Nigerians and Caribbeans forever. What's the problem?" Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You don't come over here and be like, I'm a Nigerian Black American or something. You know what I'm saying? You don't identify with us at all on no level. You know what I'm saying? American Isness said, "They've been Africa Latino. We never complained. So we try to give our ancestors credit. Y'all mad? Facts. We were over here like damn almost tricked at one time, rocking the kente garbs, rocking all of the Afro-centric type of vibes. We were rocking the African continent around our necks in the form of beads, in the form of chains. This is how hip hop first started. We were showing love, not just showing love. We wasn't showing love like, oh, we showing love. We're thinking that you are our people. That's what we were thinking. Come and the truth has slowly but surely started to come out that, hold on, no, you are not our people. This is our land. This is where we are actually from. Only 5% of you Africans and everything came over here, were brought over here in the slave trade. Everybody else went to the islands. American Isness said, we be getting hemmed up for things like jaywalking, a ticket, nonviolent crime. Tupac got beat up for walking across the street. Just constantly picked on, constantly profiled. And we're constantly fighting them. It's not like we just be letting them do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that man is relentless and keep on, as far as his attempting to undermine us. But we are relentless in our resistance. We are the real resistance of the world. We go against the man that actually controls the world. You actually ally with the man and go against the people, the very people that man wants to persecute. Mac Mizzle show, what's good, Mac Miz? I appreciate you, my doggy. Facts, man. He said facts. They don't. He said facts. They don't know about the feds. It gets real in the field. They don't know. They don't, and these YouTubers, they're like, oh man, Diddy, oh why are they doing this? The feds can't do that, nigga. First of all, you know who locked them up? The Southern District of Manhattan, which they say is the most powerful DA district in all of America. Okay? So, and I'm saying that to say, we have some experience there, being in New York with them right there in Manhattan, is what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, the freaking privileges that Diddy has had, bruh, you're not getting that if you are lesser of when you go up into those feds and you go up into MDC. My little kid brother was in the MDC. My other friends and associates was in MDC. They were not even able to use the phone for over a month to call back home. Not one freaking phone call, dog. You talking about, oh, you can't do that, it can't share constitution. These people do whatever the freak they want to do. If you didn't know, now you all know. Oh, why you didn't do this? They can't do that. Oh, they didn't show no evidence. Where the evidence at? Where the evidence at? Why would the DA put out evidence? They can't. They could put out some tidbits, and they do that now because of public opinion. Be swaying a lot of jury pools. It be, but, and that's because of social media largely. But the defense do it too. The defense do it. They get online, they go and take their kids out and take pictures with their kids. They do the PR work. Right? I mean, they go out to venues, take photos, shaking hands and all of that, smiling and having a good time. That's all PR work. You know what I'm saying? And what you think, the prosecution, they're going to be doing what they're going to drop some tips. They're not going to drop all of their evidence. That would be, they don't do that. Especially not the feds. They have been leaking things that they normally don't leak, but you kind of have to now in this day of social media. But see, again, these people don't be knowing what and that's what I don't be liking. I have a video up about that. I think that dropped already today. It probably dropped at 9 about, I was talking about Carcino and Hip Hop Uncensored. I was talking about that. The video dropped, I just don't like how, you can tell if you've been to jail, you've been behind the wall, you can tell from what they're saying. You're like, what? You got these large platforms saying that? You literally don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you at least talk to people that know what they're talking about? I can tell they're not doing no research on, even if you haven't been there, you're not talking to people that actually been in there. You're just getting online blabbering, and that's what I don't like. Aisha, what's good, girl? I see you. Hearts to you, heart to heart to you, soul to soul to you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Straight up black power. I rip all day, every day. FBA all day, every day. We standing up all online, everywhere. Our brothers and sisters are in unison, all on code everywhere. And we won't stop. And we can't stop, won't stop, y'all. That's a New York term. That's not a Diddy term. Diddy is from Mount Vernon. Diddy is not from New York. I repeat, Diddy is not from New York. Diddy is from Mount Vernon. Okay? And that is a New York term. And to get more in depth, that is a Harlem term that Harlem hustlers created because they said they're not going to let the police and the government stop them. So they said they can't stop and they won't stop. Okay? Harlem World, shout out to Harlem World. Yo, I love you all, man. I'm about to get off this live. I love you all. Check out my last video I just dropped. Speaking about that, what I was talking about with Casino and Hip Hop Uncensored, just gotta, not saying that they're not good platforms. I'm really not, because I like, some of what Casino is saying. I'm telling Casino and when it comes to that, stick to basketball and all that stuff and everything, reviews. But dog, when it comes to that real stuff, bro, that you really have no clue, none. You could grow up around people that don't mean that you are that. You could grow up around black people, that don't mean you're black. You could grow up around thugs and gangsters, that don't mean that you are a thug and a gangster. You can act like one, that still don't mean that you are a thug and a gangster. These are facts, man. So, man, I love you all. Please be sure to smack that like button if you care. I love you all except for the ones I don't. Peace.